I'm Jim Moran, Vice President for Programs and Outreach, and I'm standing here next to this wooden or common style printing press. It is displayed in a prominent spot on the balcony overlooking the reading room of the American Antiquarian Society. This particular press was made in London in 1747 and then imported to the colony of Massachusetts. It was on this press that Isaiah Thomas, the founder of the American Antiquarian Society, first learned how to print as a young apprentice. At that time, the press belonged to Isaiah's master, Zachariah Fowle, a printer of street ballads and other small printing jobs in Boston. Eventually, Thomas would go into business with Fowle and then would buy him out, taking possession of the press. On this press, Thomas printed many broadsides and pamphlets denouncing the royal authorities in the 1770s. The Sons of Liberty also frequently met in his printing shop. It was also on this press that Thomas published his newspaper, the Massachusetts Spy, which quickly became one of the most popular newspapers, with a subscriber base of approximately 3,500 people from throughout the 13 colonies. Thomas was frequently in trouble with the royal authorities, and fearing that his press would be destroyed or impounded, he was urged to remove it from Boston. In the middle of the night, on April 16, 1775, Thomas, with the assistance of fellow rebels Joseph Warren and Timothy Bigelow, removed the press. In his own words, Thomas stole it out of Boston, ferrying it across the Charles River to Charlestown, and then carting it by wagon to Worcester. At that time, Worcester was a hotbed of rebel activity. The small inland community was also amassing weapons and gunpowder. In fact, they had more arms stored here than at Lexington or Concord. Timothy Bigelow was a leading Worcester patriot and commander of the militia. Thomas set his press up in the basement of Bigelow's house and waited for paper. 3 days after moving his press, the battles of Lexington and Concord took place on April 19, 1775. Thomas was present at some of these events, and he employed his network of postriders in spreading the news of the battles. But he lacked paper, an essential but scarce and expensive component for printing his newspaper. On April 26th, John Hancock met with Thomas in Worcester on his way to be a delegate at the Second Continental Congress. Hancock wrote this letter to Warren and other members of the Committee of Safety, asking that they provide Isaiah with paper so that he could do his patriotic service of publishing the Massachusetts Spy. The result was the May 3rd issue, which includes Thomas's eyewitness accounts of the battles, complete with exaggerated details of atrocities committed by His Majesty's troops, and the declaration above the banner, "Americans, liberty or death, join or die." This is also the first Worcester imprint. The press stayed here in Worcester. Isaiah would add 15 others to it as he built his publishing empire after the war. At some point, he referred to this press as Old Number 1 and took it out of production, preserving it for posterity and donating it to the American Antiquarian Society in his last will. In the 1970s, the press was restored. While this blackened area looks charred, we believe it may be a chemical coating added to preserve the press in the 19th century. Here the press stays, a testament to the genesis of our country and the art and mystery of the printing trade, the products of which the American Antiquarian Society is dedicated to preserving.